Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear viewers. Welcome to Physics Mathematics Hub. On this channel, I simplify complex problems with step-by-step solutions to help students like you. If you love physics and want to learn numerical problems easily, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Today, in this video, we will solve exercise 1.33 from the book of Quantum Mechanics by Nouredine Zettili. This problem will help us understand the concept of the Broglie wavelength associated with micro and macro particles. So let's begin. Statement of the question is: calculate the de Broglie wavelength of an electron of kinetic energy 54 electron volt, a proton of kinetic energy 70 mega electron volt, and a 100-gram bullet moving at 1200 meters per second. Useful data given is the rest energy of electron, which is equal to me(c) square and is equal to 0.511 mega electron volt. Rest energy of proton is 938.3 mega electron volt. H cut C is equal to 197.3 electron volt nanometer. We are given that kinetic energy of electron denoted by capital E small e, which is equal to 54 electron volt. Kinetic energy of proton denoted by capital E P is equal to 70 mega electron volt, and mass of bullet denoted by MB, which is equal to 100 gram and is equal to 0.1 kg. Velocity of the bullet is denoted by VB and is equal to 1200 meters per second. Rest energy of an electron is equal to mass of electron into C square and is equal to 0.511 mega electron volt. Similarly, rest energy of a proton denoted by mass of proton into C square and is equal to 938.3 mega electron volt. Reduce Planck's constant multiplied by the speed of light, H cut C, is equal to 197.3 electron volt nanometer. We are required to calculate the de Broglie wavelength for the above three cases. In case 1, we have to find the de Broglie wavelength associated with electron and is denoted by lambda E. In case B, we are required to calculate the de Broglie wavelength of proton denoted by lambda P, and in case C, we have to find the de Broglie wavelength of the bullet denoted by lambda B. Now let's move to the solution. To find the de Broglie wavelength associated with electron, we use the de Broglie wavelength equation, which is equal to lambda E is equal to H divided by PE, where lambda E is the de Broglie wavelength associated with electron, H is the Planck's constant, and PE is the momentum of electron. We can write Planck's constant in terms of reduced Planck's constant as H is equal to 2 pi H cut, where H is the Planck's constant and H cut is the reduced Planck's constant. Momentum of electron is PE is equal to square root 2 energy of electron and mass of electron. Now, plugging equation 2 and 3 in 1, we have lambda E is equal to Planck constant divided by momentum of electron, which is further equal to 2 pi H cut divided by square root 2 kinetic energy of electron into mass of electron. To get the terms of rest energy of an electron, which is me(c) square and H cut C, we multiply and divide C on right hand side. Lambda E is equal to 2 pi H cut into C divided by square root 2 kinetic energy into mass of electron multiplied by C. We can also write this as lambda E is equal to 2 pi H cut C divided by square root 2 energy of the electron, mass of electron, and speed of light squared. Putting the values, we get lambda E is equal to 2 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 197.3 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 9 electron volt meter divided by square root 2 into 54 electron volt into 0.511 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 electron volt. Finding the product in the numerator, we get 1239.04 into 10 to the power minus 9 meters divided by square root 55.19 multiplied by 10 to the power 6. Lambda E is equal to 1239.04 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 9 meters divided by 7.4289 multiplied by 10 to the power 3. Further, we get lambda E is equal to 166.78 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 9 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 3 meters. Finally, we get lambda E is equal to 166.78 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 12 meters. In scientific notation, we get lambda E is equal to 1.67 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 10 meters. In terms of angstrom, which is the unit of length, we can write this as lambda E is equal to 1.67 angstrom. Thus, the de Broglie wavelength associated with electron is 1.67 angstrom. In case B, to find the de Broglie wavelength associated with proton, we use de Broglie wavelength equation. Lambda P is equal to H divided by P, where lambda P is the de Broglie wavelength associated with proton, H is the Planck's constant, and Pp is the momentum of proton. We can write Planck's constant in terms of reduced Planck's constant. H is equal to 2 pi h cut. Let this is equation 5. Similarly, momentum of the proton is given by P, which is equal to square root 2 kinetic energy of proton into mass of proton. Let this is equation 6. So using equation 5 and 6 in equation 4, we have lambda P is equal to 2 pi h cut divided by square root 2 kinetic energy of proton into mass of proton. To get the terms of rest energy of proton, mc square and h cut c, we multiply and divide c on right hand side. So we get lambda P is equal to 2 pi h cut into c divided by square root 2 kinetic energy of proton into mass of proton multiplied by c. We can write this as lambda P is equal to 2 pi h cut c divided by square root 2 kinetic energy of proton, mass of proton into c square. Putting all the values, we have lambda P is equal to 2 into 3.14, which is the value of phi, multiplied by 197.3 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 9 electron volt meter, which is the term h cut c, divided by square root 2 multiplied by 70 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 electron volt multiplied by 938.3 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 electron volt. Finding the product in the numerator, we get 1239.04 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 9 meters divided by square root 1362 multiplied by 10 to the power 12. Lambda P is equal to 1239.04 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 9 meters divided by 362.439 multiplied by 10 to the power 6. Solving the fraction, we get lambda P is equal to 3.4186 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 9 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 6 meters. Finally, we get lambda P is equal to 3.42 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 15 meters. Using the prefix for 10 to the power minus 15, we get lambda P is equal to 3.42 femtometers. Thus, the de Broglie wavelength associated with proton is 3.42 femtometers. In case C, to find the de Broglie wavelength of the bullet, we use the de Broglie wavelength equation. lambda b is equal to h divided by p, where p is the momentum of the bullet, which is equal to mv. Putting values, we get lambda b is equal to value of Planck's constant divided by 0.1 kg mass of the bullet multiplied by 1200 meters per second, which is the speed of the bullet. And in the product, in the denominator, we get 6.626 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 34 meters divided by 120. Finally, we get lambda b is equal to 0.0552 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 34 meters. In scientific notation, we can write this as lambda b is equal to 5.52 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 36 meters. Thus, the de Broglie wavelength associated with the bullet is 5.52 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 36 meters. From our calculations, we obtain the final conclusion is the electron, being very light and having relatively low kinetic energy, has the largest de Broglie wavelength among the three cases. The proton, though much heavier, has high kinetic energy, leading to a much smaller wavelength than the electron. The bullet, being macroscopic and moving at an everyday speed, has an extremely tiny de Broglie wavelength, making it practically undetectable in wave-like behavior. This shows that quantum effects are significant for tiny particles like electrons and protons, but negligible for large objects like bullets. That is it for this problem. I hope you found this explanation helpful. If you did, don't forget to like the video to support my work. Drop a comment if you have any questions. Share with your friends who might find this useful. And subscribe to my channel, Physics Mathematics Hub, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. See you in the next one. Take care and keep learning with Physics Mathematics Hub.